Hey everyone, how are you? In this video, we are going to create our first API using FastAPI. We have already done the installation and setup for our FastAPI project in the last video of this series. You can find the video on the I link of this video. Now in this video, let us start creating our first API using FastAPI. I am in the FastAPI-projects folder. I will create a simple file and let us name this file as first.py. In this file, we are going to code our first API. So for that, first of all, we are going to import FastAPI. So we can say from FastAPI import FastAPI. Now first of all, let me actually create the code and then I will explain you one by one that what's actually happening in the background and how it is working. So first of all, I have to create an app, and let's create the app as FastAPI. And this app is going to be the instance of a FastAPI class which we just imported. Now let us create a function def home, and in this function let us return a simple message, how are you? And now let us create an endpoint for our API, and let us create a get endpoint. For that we can say add app.get, and then in the get we can pass our data as /. Now that's it. This is our simple first API using FastAPI. Now to run the FastAPI development server, we have to go to the terminal and we have to point to our folder in which our code file is there. So right now my terminal is pointing to the FastAPI projects folder, and if I just do ls, I can see that my file is there, first.py. Now to run the development server, I can go to the terminal and I can say FastAPI space dev space first.py. Basically this is the first command, FastAPI. Then we have dev, it means we want to run our development server, and then we have our file name which we want to run. Now if I just run this command and wait for some time, this is going to run our development server. And yes, we can see that our development server is running. We got this notification that FastAPI starting the development server. The development server has started, and this is the module. The first.py file is what we want to run. And next is code, which is importing the FastAPI. And yes, you can see we have got the information that started the server process, application startup complete. So the development server has started. I will explain you these logs as well. But first of all, let us see what we have built as of now. So let us go to a postman and make a request to our API, and the request will actually be done. You can find the development server link in the logs. So the request will actually be done at this particular endpoint. You can see that the server started at http://127.0.0.1. that's basically localhost :8000. That's basically the port. So let me just copy this, go back to, and let us go back to postman and make a request to this particular endpoint. If I just make a request, you will see that the response I am getting is how are you. That's what we have set here as well in the home function. Now let us try to understand what's happening when somebody is making a request to this particular endpoint. We have made a request to this particular endpoint and we have got a response from this function. It means what must have happened is this request has reached to our FastAPI server. The FastAPI server has to identify that what is the path and which endpoint does the user wants to go. The path here is empty, right? And here also the path is empty. Basically a / in this get function is representing an empty path, and here also the path is empty. Now let me explain you this a bit. If I just go back to postman, and instead of this, if I just append a / and run this again, you will see that the response is same. But if I just add something like /, then I say orders and then hit this, then you will see that we are getting a response as detail not found 404, because this particular endpoint doesn't exist in our application, but we have just one endpoint which is an empty path. If you run this, you will get your response as 200 OK. Now let me try to explain you everything, because once you understand the basics, everything is going to be clear step by step going forward in the next videos of this series. So when you are making a request to this particular endpoint, or let us say with a /, then FastAPI is trying to find out what function has implemented this particular endpoint. Now we have created a function def home, and this home function has a decorator. This decorator is app.get. So basically this app is created here, right? I will come to this and I will explain you what it is. But first of all, you need to understand that we have a function which is serving our request, and that's because of this decorator. This decorator is making this function receive a get request because we are making app.get, and this is the path. Whenever somebody will come to this particular path in our server, they will receive this response. That's what's happening in the background. So this is a very simple API which we have created, right? You don't need to worry about this endpoint. You just need to worry about the flow and what's happening right now, what each of the line is doing. And let me explain you that line by line. The first line is from FastAPI import FastAPI. Here we are just importing the FastAPI class from the FastAPI module. Then we are creating an instance of this FastAPI class, which is called as app. So app is basically an instance of FastAPI, right? This app is the main point of interaction for all our API and for all the endpoints. So when we are creating any API using FastAPI and we have multiple endpoints, all the interactions will start from this particular variable, which is an instance of FastAPI. We are going to utilize this for a lot of different tasks for all our APIs and for all our endpoints. Let me just comment this to explain you the next part of the code, which is the home function and the decorator. First of all, understand about the function. It is really simple, guys. It is a simple function which is going to return a string, right? But the magic is being done by the decorator. What is this decorator? Basically, this decorator is telling FastAPI that the function just right below is in the charge of handling the request that is going to this particular path. It means anytime if a user is making a request to this particular path in our API, then this is the function which is the in charge for serving the request. Also, you will notice that whenever we make a request to a particular endpoint, we specify the method of the request, right? It is get, post, put, patch. If I just make it post, hit the endpoint, you will see that we are getting a response 405 method not allowed. Basically, this particular method is not allowed at this endpoint. Only get method is allowed. You can see we are getting the response back, and that is because if you will notice in the code, you can see that this decorator is app.get. This decorator is setting this function, the home function, to serve this particular request whenever somebody is making a request to the empty endpoint, and it will only serve the get request because it is app.get and this is our path. A decorator is a Python functionality which can take the function as an input and modify its functionality. So in this case, this app.get decorator is modifying the functionality of the home function, and it is making this home function not just a normal function but a function which can serve the request at this particular endpoint and only the get request, not the post, not the put, or not any other method request. So that's a very simple endpoint which we have created, and not only a string, we can return an integer, let us say 1789, and if I just go back to the postman and make a request, then you will see that this is the response we are getting. The data type of the response is JSON. We can also return a list, something like 1 2 3 4 5, or we can return a JSON, something like message is hello world. So all these data we can return, but yes, that's the complete flow of a very simple API using FastAPI. Once you understand its core, how it works under the hood, you will be able to create complex level of APIs and simple APIs both. So guys, that's it for this video. In the next video, I am going to explain you about the logs which we are receiving when we run the development server, because you need to understand the logs as well. Once you understand the logs, then you will be able to debug your APIs and run your APIs smoothly. If this video has helped you to understand about the first step towards FastAPI, then make sure that you hit that like button, and if you have not subscribed to my channel as of now, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well, and I will see you guys in the next video. I want to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this one.